They can see us.
All right, guys, so welcome back here to Battlefield Livestream. I'm right here next to Daniel Matros now.
Yes.
And we said that we're going to talk about the spectator mode. We're going to dive down deep. We're going to get to the nitty-gritty about every single aspect, where we're at right now, and then where we're going with the spectator mode. I mean, this is pre-alpha stages. It's the early stages of it. Let's go and talk about some of the elements that we see within the game right now. So let's go and talk about, I mean, right now we're in first-person view. What are some of the other elements that we can kind of see within this GUI right here?
So basically, you have the mini-map, you have the ticket count. You can see, this is basically replicating the first-person view of the player you're spectating. Right now, it's Bravo 24. You can see exactly what he's doing, the ammo count, all that kind of stuff. So basically, this is the closest you get through the in-eye camera. And if you switch to third-person, you will have, there we go, the third-person view, basically, over his back. You can rotate the camera, you can go up, down. You also have a player card showing if he's got any kills, deaths, what's the KD, the score. You also see the accessory, weapons, and also the ammo. This is just to keep you in the action.
I really like the aspect of right there. So right now, it's based off of what weapon he has in his hands at the time. You saw that he pulled out, he's got the M9 right now. And you can also see that there's no accessories, there's no additional attachment. He's got the standard barrel that's on it. So a lot of that's great information, especially with such an educated Battlefield community out there. That type of information is key and pivotal looking at the game. Also, like you stated, you see how much ammo he has. Just the good facts right here in this point. Something I'm going to ask a question right off the bat, though. How is the Q and E? So I see those are going to be your previous and your next. But how is that? Is that based off of the geography, how close they are to someone else? Is it based off of how they are on the scoreboard?
It's based off how they're structured in the scoreboard, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was third person. And the scoreboard, right, we have it right here. If you click one player's name on the scoreboard, that will take you to the first person view. That's a quick way of spectating someone.
That's a beautiful thing.
So you have different ways of joining in. When we first designed this, let me stop right there and just say, we as in we the team. The team who has been making this is an absolutely amazing team. They're fun to work with. They're super professional, and look at what they've done. They've done an incredible job. And also to our game team over here, we blew it away yesterday at the press conference. I mean, absolutely amazing. So all the love to the team.
And every bit of that was live.
Yes.
There was nothing that was, there was no video rendering. There was no, they weren't just standing up there, just hanging out. There were 64 players out there. And that was, and the fact that they had Carl Magnus out there on a tablet in this early stages of Battlefield 4. That was phenomenal for me. Let's continue talking a little bit more about this. So again, like you had mentioned, the first-person view, you've got your mini-map. This is basically copy-pasted from what you see in the first-person view of an actual gamer.
And then third-person view is, of course, third-person. The free-cam view, this is my favorite, though. You have 5 different free cams. And with these 5 different free cams, if you spectate with one free cam, like we're doing right now, floating around and then switch to another one, you will have another free cam view. If you switch to another one, you'll have another one. And you can alter the speed of the free cam. You can place it anywhere, and you can always go back to the same spot, and it's pinned down. So basically, you can create some cinematic shots out of that.
So my first question then, with that being said, again, this is a great, thanks for the camera guy, giving us the perspective of where those positions are at. They're using the tabletop. If we go back to the free cam for a moment, while we kind of talk about this, my next question that I have to ask is, whenever you're in free cam mode and you're using one of the presets, so we're in preset 1, and you're moving about the map. So right now we're on preset 2. If we move forward and get inside of the skyscraper, and then go to preset 1, and then come back to preset 2, are we where we first began, or are
you're always where you drop the camera? So basically, see yourself as a stick figure walking with the camera. If you switch to another one, you've dropped that camera at that spot where you picked up the other one. So
there we go.
That's how it is. And we also have the tabletop view. The tabletop view is basically, that's your orientation map for being a spectator. You have the picture-in-picture. You have, if I press, you see the green helicopter over there.
See the green
That's
helicopter.
pressed, and you can see all his squad mates. If I press another squad, I can see the other squad mates.
Getting the chance to actually see those rockets come out and actually see the shots being fired. That's something else. You can see where all the infantry is at, where all the vehicles are at.
This is your orientation map. So you can also see your place cams everywhere. And if you can zoom in with a scroll wheel, you can just check everything out. And I love the tabletop view. I love it. It's really good.
So one of the things that whenever I watch any other games, one of the coolest things that we always talk about is having the ability to see the overview and click what player we want to see right then and there. I think what's great is that
as well. If you click a player, you will go into the first-person view. If you click a vehicle that's being taken by a player, you get into first-person view.
So that alpha member right there was just selected.
Yeah, and when we designed this, I mean, we took a look at spectator modes all over, all across the years, and we looked at esports spectators. And for major esport events, major esport games, it's cool to have a good spectator. But spectator from the original part of esports was only for seeing if anyone cheats, like way back in the days.
Yep, you're right, exactly.
And it's evolved through Twitch and through everything going cloud. It's evolved to like a big spectator sport. Keeping that in mind, and then going over to seeing that, okay, our movie guys, we have a lot of people who make movies in Battlefield.
A ton.
They can make some amazing movies
only in Battlefield.
Using this. Yeah, exactly, only in Battlefield. So we combine those two worlds, and as it says, this is pre-alpha. There are more really cool stuff coming to complement the spectator mode on launch.
What are some of the things that that we can look forward to seing whenever we're talking?
So basically, a UI that keeps you more informed about your squad. Basically, health bar, the cross with the health ticking down. You will see that. You will see the loadouts. You will see how many kills and deaths on the squad boards on the left and right.
Okay, so
it's difficult to explain.
No. So if we're going to talk, I mean, so like I said, so I've listened to you, kind of give us some of the cool stuff. Some of the things that I think right off the bat would be really cool too is having the ability. So I think it's great that you can see the key bindings at the top of the screen. You've got your F1, F2, so on and so forth, so you can switch between. It'd also be, and this is me talking directly at you, it'd also be really cool is if you can hide that.
You will be able to hide that.
So you will see. These are the great things.
Because movie makers don't want to have the whole interface in, and leagues who run their own things and streams, people don't want to have that on. They might want to have their own stuff. So yeah, that's going to be removable.
So it's going to be removable.
Or toggleable.
I guess a toggle. Yeah, it's going to be a better way of saying it there. Also, I guess for those movie makers out there, would they also be able to toggle on and off?
Yeah, everything. You can have a complete clean screen as well. Basically having amazing. Nothing on.
That is phenomenal. I mean, there's a great deal of movie makers. For those that this is your first time to actually even see Battlefield. You haven't actually had the chance to play any of the Battlefield games. The community out there, they produce some high-quality videos out there, and if you give them the opportunity with something like that, being able to give them a clean slate, and from any perspective that they like, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, we've got some really good stuff coming up. So, and all the love to the team who created this. They've done an amazing job. The game team as well as the spectator team. I'm so proud to get to work with them. Every day I go to work, I look forward to working with them. They're absolutely amazing.
So some of the things, let's talk about, we see that we got the player information. When we're talking a little bit more competitive side, sometimes you want to be more informed about the other players that are within the team. So, so are we going to get the chance to be able to see other player health bars from a first-person view?
Yes. So it's difficult to explain because I can't have an overview of it. But the whole idea is that you will be able to spectate from up to 64 player servers. So no separation of game mode, no separation of server count. Anywhere, anytime, on the PC, and you will be able to see really cool stuff. You'll be able to see the health bars of everyone on the server if you're a spectator. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out.
That's incredible. And I look forward to every single aspect. So I have to ask, for the community's sake, how much feedback do you really listen to?
Oh, a lot. We listen to a lot of feedback. I mean, post BF3, we collected a bunch of feedback as well, because that's what you do when you put out a new game. You start collecting more feedback. And look at our game now. Yeah, I would say I could go around to any Battlefield forum and just tick the boxes after what we've done here at E3. So, and after what the team has been making, incredible people.
I thought was really great too is whenever I was talking to Carl Magnus about it, I didn't even have to mention anything about suppression. He was the one that brought it up, and that, to me, is something else, because I know the community was asking about it. How is suppression going to work? Because in BF3, it's kind of it's making a great deal of impact to the players that are in
I mean, that's also a thing we took in mind. It's also a thing we took. I mean, anything that's reasonable. I mean, you can't have flying cats with wings all over the map. I mean, that's not reasonable. So stuff that is very reasonable gets in. And you can see Battlefield has always been a result of, great community cooperation. And yeah, I mean, look at us now.
I think one of the great things that we look at is just how how your team listens to it. But one of the things that I want to say to the viewers out there that have feedback once they get their hands on the demo is whenever you're making a point, you don't just say something is bad, something is good. You explain why. You articulate why something is bad or good. So that way, if you want to see changes happen, then it's going to, because you've made your point, and now they have a reason why. The developer has a reason why to make changes to the game.
Yep, and I love Spectator.
I think it's Spectator. You had me at hello. I mean, it's just
also the rest of the game, man. I love this game. I seriously do.
Having the capability of being able to switch between players, having the chance to be able to guide through 64 players in the server, getting the chance to be able to see the spectator side, being able to see infantry move across the map. There's so much information that is not being lost.
Yeah, and I mean, simplicity isn't always bad. This is a very simple interface. It's very simple to navigate. It's very simple to spectate different players. It's very easy. Sorry, it's very simple to switch around in free cams, and it's simple, but it's still very good.
So let's talk about it. So right now we're in third-person view. I've seen some other attempts at making spectator clients within the Battlefield scene, and it's a great work. Do you have the ability to zoom out from the tank? Can you change your perspective by depth?
That is something we're looking at. Definitely. That's definitely something we're looking at. We've done an amazing job right now, and we're going to keep iterating on it.
This is now getting
very
nitpicky, and we have so much time to be able to see until this release comes out for Battlefield 4. So the other question that I have to ask, though, so I already know that the PC side's covered. Is this going to be implemented for the PlayStation 4 side or not?
We'll see.
There you go. Those are the types of answers that we want.
Regarding community feedback, send us your feedback.
Yes.
I love to read feedback. Our community managers would like to see the feedback. If it's reasonable, mix it into the game. We can't bring everyone coffee and cake all the time.
Exactly.
But when we do it at a press conference, and it is glorious. So on launch, go out there, make some movies.
There you go. I mean, again, it's about getting your voice heard.
Exactly.
So I mean, just some of the other things. Is there anything else that we really need to look at? Some of the features that we may see in the future for the spectator mode?
I think this is good for now.
All right. I'm trying to dive through. I mean, there's so many things that have already been covered. The fact is, I mean, with the tabletop view, if we can go ahead and switch over to, we'll kind of run down through everything. So as we look at the tabletop view, of course, this game is wrapping up right now. You have the ability to see every bit of the action. You can see all the infantry. You can see all the vehicles. You can actually see your own camera, so you know where they're positioned at.
So to sum it up, the tabletop is your orientation screen where you are neutral. You don't belong to a specific faction. You're completely neutral. You can see everything. You can click on basically everything and join through first person if it's occupied by a player. And first person is first person, replicated. Third person has a good player card. We can track the stats. You can track the loadout. You can track, ammo count and all that kind of stuff. And then free cam, which is the most cinematic feature of Spectator.
It's going to be some great things to look forward to.
You're going to see some amazing movies.
There's going to be a lot of moments only in Battlefield. We're going to see it. Daniel, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on here.
Thank you very much.
We'll definitely get the chance to be able to speak to you later on more here at E3. Special thanks for everyone. Of course, we're also being streamed on Amazon as well. While you're there, might as well go ahead and pre-order for Battlefield 4. We'll be back right after break. Thanks a lot, Daniel.
Thanks for watching.
See you in a bit.
It was good.
Thank you.
It's really good.